Okay, we're on the module 4 for Form 4, and I've chosen Scenario 2, which is Sam Collins teaching science. Big surprise, since that's what I teach. And reworking his course into an online format. So he is teaching in the classroom, and he's now trying to transform it to something for online. And what elements of class structure does Sam need to include when preparing to teach at a distance? So I found a really neat blog called Teach Online Courses, a checklist, along with a couple of other things. So this points out that you need to know what level you're teaching on. So you have to have a clear vision of the level of skill and experience your students have. You have to look at the structure of the course and make sure that you plan it well. Think about how best to impart your knowledge to your students. Make sure that they're getting it, that it's something that they can benefit from. Check your content when you're planning out your structure. Also make sure that you have the right content, that you include what you actually need to have. Set your goals, set the goals for your students, and make sure that they're objectives that they can meet. Don't give them things that there's just no way that they can accomplish. And be very careful about not giving them things that are too simplistic. Your presentation is important. You need to make sure that you're teaching in a way that's memorable and effective. And multimedia. Use it. It's available. It's something that's easily added in, so that it's not just through text, that it's audio, video, PowerPoints, a combination of things. Make sure the equipment that you have is proper, that it's appropriate, that it's necessary. You can use your smartphone like I am now, or a tablet that has the video attached, and that works. If you're going to market it, then you need to make sure that you're able to do that successfully. So I found that interesting. I also found a nice checklist that says that for your course orientation, it's the who, what, when, where, and why, how, as well as the first steps. Again, your course outline, contact information, course expectations, the assignments and the activities that you expect them to do. Make sure you include your protocol for online behavior. Evaluation and assessments, you're including that, the written lists and the explanations or rubrics. Discourse evaluation. Timing. Make sure that the pace of your course works and your schedule works. And make sure that you're available when your students need you. Remind the students that they can use help files. You should have help files available, downloads possibly, and some kind of a welcome note. Welcome them into the course. As you're setting it up, begin with icebreakers. Have a course bio and introduction. We do that at Liberty. And a student email registry, so that students can get in touch with one another or with you, or you can get in touch with them. So far, most everything on this checklist is something that you already have if you have a classroom that you're working from, which I found interesting. I figured online it was very different, but it doesn't appear to be that different as far as these things are concerned. They appear to be things that you already have in a classroom from which you're working now. The only difference is that there's some things that you may have to adapt slightly. Forum, you need to set it up, and in that environment you need the administrative area, social place, a resource area, a way for students to get help if they have technical problems, a place for solutions, topical views, assignment postings, team group views. Those are more applicable to specifically online teaching. Again, it says remembering while teaching that it should be encouraging, professional, fun, has sense of community. Get an idea of who's in your class and how you can best work with them. Promote the extension of ideas. Let it go unless you see things going really wrong or in the incorrect direction. But otherwise, let students run with it. Try not to cut the information out. Keep quiet. Let them work with it. Let's see where it goes. It may be an interesting rabbit run there. Give them praise, one-to-one or one-to-many, or if there's something wrong, then do it in private, by email or something. So those, to some extent, would be a bit different than a regular classroom, but not necessarily that much different. I'm looking to see what else. Personally, you have to get used to the technology. Get acquainted with the course management system. Access any tutorials, use them. Make sure that you know how to set up your quizzes, your surveys, and do it appropriately. Make sure that you can post things well. Check the hyperlinks. Make sure things work the way they're supposed to. Your reference citations, make sure that they're verified. Don't just assume that somebody did it correctly. They may not have. You need to check it. Make sure any of your multimedia is easily accessible and is accessible, period. I've had students send me links to YouTube and it's no longer there. Or today I tried one that was attached to a PowerPoint that I had done last year, and it was no longer available on YouTube. Thankfully, I'm obsessive compulsive, in case you didn't notice, and I had downloaded the copy of the video that I wanted them to see. So they got to see this particular one, which was a science court on characteristics of living things, which they need to know for their test coming up. Check, make sure that everything displays properly, that the video playback is accurate. If they need to be tagged, tag them. Have an audio video welcome, possibly. Our professor does that. So I wonder if he hit this checklist. Make sure that the grade book is set up. Make sure that there's virus protection available. Have a course calendar going, your syllabus. Again, these are things that we do, some things that we do already in a classroom, but maybe slight adaptations for it just in case, or just slight changes, little tweaks to it. I thought it was really interesting that many of these things are what we already use within our classrooms, and it's not that much to change or adapt it for online learning as long as you use some tech savvy. Anyway, I thank you guys. It's been a very long week already, very interesting on this side of the coast, and for those of you who are possibly in the line of the next hurricane, my prayers are with you. Those who went through the last one, my prayers are with you. We had Jose off of our coast for yesterday, so we had wind and rain, and we're watching the next one with lots of prayers. So God bless, and I will talk to you guys later.